I wasn't gonna laugh. I tried really hard not to. So Chris Chan is loose. He's now officially been bonded out of prison, jail, whatever he went to. I forget. The internet has not been kind to this. I think it's funny because I've had 4 of you tell me about this, and I'm like, yes, I know. I'm on Twitter. I'm well aware. Honestly, I think this is a good thing, in my opinion. I like Chris. I do not believe he molested his mother. If you keep up with this stuff, it's pretty obvious it was pretty consensual. His mother's a little messed up in the head, but so is Chris. So I couldn't actually say that he raped his mom. You know, hard R here. I couldn't say he actually did that when they're both out of their fucking mind. So they both consented to it in a way. So, you know, it's not really the R word. Is it disgusting? Yes, absolutely. Sweet Home Alabama and everything, baby. But dude, I've been laughing about this all day. I got so excited when I saw he got released from prison. I was like, yes! The bonded saga continues. We're getting new content. This is so good. I gotta get caught up on the comprehensive history. Holy shit. It's just, I love Chris so much. Maybe a little biased about this. Maybe. I don't know. I'm a terrible person. I'm well aware of that fact. So I automatically love other terrible people. But I also realize it's not entirely his fault. So, I mean, what's my excuse? I have no excuse for my own actions and behavior. I am the product of my own destruction. Chris had people ruin him and made him what he is today. So I can't fault him 100% for that. It is annoying. Yes, it does annoy me. It does frustrate me. It does make me want to hit my head against the wall. It makes me want to beat his ass sometimes. But, you know, at the end of the day, it's really the internet's fault. And I can't get 100% behind the hate towards Chris for that. Sometimes I say I do. Sometimes I say I want to slap the dog shit out of him. Sometimes I say I want to, like, knock him back into the earth. But in reality, I just really want Chris to get the help he really deserves. Like, I don't think he needs to go to prison. He needs to go see a fucking therapist. He needs to get into a mental place and be checked out and evaluated and just taken care of and away from the internet. But the fact that he's free now, we're going to get new content. And I can't wait, because the last I heard about Chris in jail, he was talking about how he's now like Jesus Christ or something. And the Church of Sonichu, I forgot. It's been a while. He's been in jail for a long time. Oh god, I miss this. I really do. I really got to get caught up on my comprehensive history. Which is funny, because I was literally going to do that this weekend. And the main reason why I haven't made a video in a little while is because I've been very busy reflecting on my own life and just kind of trying to find my calling, you know what I mean? I'm trying to find myself, that very spiritual time you get whenever you get into your 30s. You know, you could be an atheist all you want. You could be a nihilist like myself. You could be whatever the fuck you want to say against, you know, religion. I'm not religious at all. I'm not spiritual at all. But I think it's important to try to find yourself when you're in your 30s. Because a lot of people say, yeah, I know myself pretty well. You probably don't. So that's what I've been trying to do. I've been trying to work on myself and like learn some stuff about myself. And I've been doing pretty good on that, actually. So I figured, you know, why not take a little break from the internet? But Chris Chan's arrival is just like the second coming of Jesus to me. The third coming of Jesus, in fact. Technically, he's now Jesus Christ. He's the goddess of the CPU universe or whatever. I forgot what it was. Of his the Quickville the Quickville universe, he's the goddess. It was My Little Pony shit and Legos and everything. God damn, I love it so much. I'm so happy Chris is back. I see, here's another thing too, because I've noticed a lot of people on the internet are talking about Chris in like a negative way, and I get that. But I also understand a lot of you probably don't really understand Chris. Like, at all. You think he's like some kind of deranged predator, and he's really... He kind of is, but he's really not at the same time. He's just a fucking loser. Like, you can say what you want. A lot of the people that are saying this shit had absolutely no issue getting somebody. This man had to pay a prostitute in his 30s to lose his virginity, okay? The man had no sexual relationships. He had no love, no real connection. He was literally in the Truman Show. He's still kind of in the Truman Show, where everybody in his life other than his mom is a troll. They're fake. They're not real. The man has no emotions proper that, you would want to relate with. But that's not really entirely his fault. It's the internet's fault. So I understand this, which is why I don't hate Chris. So just kind of like, you just need to be slapped sometimes. Of course, you got people like The Quartering and Blair White talking about him. I was just like, oh, okay, shut the fuck up. I hate The Quartering so much. He's like definitely up there with like Keemstar and H3H3. I really think he's like absolute trash. I really do. So I don't know. Just whatever. Blair White's. I mean, I liked Blair White for a long time, but she's a liar. She's a hypocrite. It's just whatever. She just does it for the entertainment. My teeth are so white. Look at that. I wasn't gonna do it, but somebody asked me to, talk about it. I guess I'm gonna talk about iDubbbz as well. Everyone's saying that iDubbbz fell from grace. In my opinion, he didn't fall from grace. He just grew up. Like, that's something a lot of people don't seem to realize, that your opinions are entitled to change at some point in your life. And whenever you're with a woman, I mean, you can simp, you could be a pimp. It's one of the two. That's why I'm doing the Simp Wars right now as a little side thing to laugh at for a video project. Because I think it's so funny how people are just willingly able to just simp for women. Like, it's like, yeah, please take my money. You know what I mean? It's just really funny to me. Maybe that's the case. Maybe it's not the case. I don't really know. None of us really know Ian very well. I think that's his name. I forgot. We don't know iDubbbz personally, so I couldn't tell you. Maybe originally everything he said and did was just for an internet persona. That's entirely possible as well. I'm not going to get mad at him for changing his ways or being different, because, I mean, look, PewDiePie used to be like, what's up, bros? It's me, your boy PewDiePie. We're going to play fucking games today. But he doesn't do that anymore. He's just like, yeah, I married this sexy fucking Italian bitch. I'm sorry, Marcia. Sexy Italian woman. Moved to Japan with my mini pugs. And I'm Swedish as fuck. That's PewDiePie. That's his life now. He does things like that. And, people change. People grow up. People adapt and move on, become something different. I'm probably never going to be like that. I'm forever going to be myself, because I don't feel like I want to change. I don't feel like there's anything wrong with me. I feel like I'm grown. I've grown as a person considerably. I went through different arcs in my life, kind of like Chris, which is why I really adore Christian, because I get it. As somebody who's gone through his own sagas many different times with many different sagas, Chris is just, he speaks to me, Chris is something that I could have ended up being if I didn't get humbled very early in my life. And not like creepy Megan Schroeder, drawing finger stuff, not like that, but some of his behavior, that could have been me. And I feel like I dodged the biggest fucking missile. So I will always love Chris in that regard for that. So I would love to meet Chris at some point. I really would, especially since he's now out of prison. I could go meet him. He'd be like, hey, Chris, I promise you I'm not going to troll you, but I do want you to seek some fucking help. I don't know. Oh boy, I just realized, I bet Geno Samuel's just having a fucking field day with this. But yeah, as for iDubbbz, people change. You can't be expected to be cringy and edgy for the entirety of your life. You're subjected to change at some point, and I don't think he's any different than you. I mean, who I am now is not who I was 5 years ago. It's people are like, oh, the fall of iDubbbz. Is it? I mean, I think the only person who's been consistently the same on YouTube has pretty much been Keemstar. If that's saying anything about the lack of growth, people need to grow. That's just the thing. I don't know. That's just my opinion. But yeah, anyways, my Lord and Savior's out of prison. I'm excited. New content coming your way. Coming my way, too. So, yeah, I will see everybody in the next video, which will be sometime, maybe in a day or two. We'll see. Goodbye.